We're talking a little bit about safety in motorsport and how important it is, not just for marshals but for competitors as well. Now, your car's fitted with a revolutionary lighting system that's aiming to improve safety for both of those people.
Yeah, we were introduced into a Code 60 situation earlier this year, and whilst driving around, I thought of a good idea to make it safe not only for the drivers but also the marshals who are ultimately working on a live track in dangerous situations. And the idea of Code 60 is everyone slows down to 60 kph, and it's almost like a virtual safety car. However, not a lot of drivers have speedos on vehicles, and it's very hard to manage and control a 60 kph speed limit. So whilst driving around brands under Code 60 and witnessing what I thought was a very dangerous situation in another race, I thought of this idea of having a visual internal indicator for the drivers, but also an external indicator so that marshals and clerks can actually see what drivers are doing.
It sounds absolutely wonderful. So explain to us a little bit more how this works.
Okay, so internally we have an internal indicator with a button that the driver will press when the Code 60 flag is issued, and it has a sequence of LEDs. And it goes left to right, 2 yellows, 2 green, 2 red. And the idea of Code 60 is you'll be a speed above 60, I would have thought. You press the button, and that indicates straight away on the reds that you're over, and you adjust your speed safely, because the idea is not to brake, till you get 2 greens and modulate your speed that way. As soon as you press Code 60, the purple lights will come on the side of the vehicle, and on the back, on the rain lights, we have a yellow hazard light, because it's much more visible, and yellow hazard is something we're all brought up with. If you're going above the 60 kph, the lights are static. If you're going below or at the speed limit, they flash.
Absolutely sounds really wonderful, and it sounds like a fantastic way of signalling to everybody that you're slowing down, that you're keeping to the limits that are intended, and as you say, especially for the clerks of the course who can monitor whether cars are keeping to the limits as they should be. What's been the feedback so far from competitors, from event organisers for the system?
Very positive, very keen to do it. The feedback for the whole Code 60 at the moment is it's very hard to police and manage from both the organisers, the competitors, but we spoke to clubs, to racing series, to drivers, to marshals, and it's all very, very positive.
So what happens now? How does this become mandatory on every vehicle in every race series in the UK? What are the next steps?
Well, we've proved it on Friday here that it works fine. The next step is to get people interested in it, and there is a lot of interest. This system will prove that it's safe, and ultimately I think it will save lives, because what I witnessed in April was pretty terrifying when there was a lot of cars herring down Paddock Hill to marshals on a live track.
Yes, and at the end of the day, let's not forget the marshals are volunteers. They're here to do their job, and they're doing it. They want to do it in a safe environment.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's what it's for.
So let's try to explain in words what the demo is doing. We are showing a phone with a Speedo app in kilometers per hour. There are 3 main hardware devices shown on the panel. We'll talk about the main unit first, and then come on to the other external units. Where the hand is at the start in the upper LHS is the Driver Indicator System, DIS. This is the brains of the whole VSC Code 60 system. It is a unit that has a driver activation button and 6 coloured LEDs. The colours from left to right are in pairs, 2 yellow, 2 green and 2 red. If a circuit-wide Code 60 is shown, the device is activated by the driver, who presses the button on the DIS. This then brings the device into life. The vehicle would be at race speed, and the driver must slow carefully to 60 kilometers per hour. The 2 red LED would illuminate and flash as the speed will be pretty high. As the driver controls the speed and slows, they will then get 2 static red, 1 green and 1 red, then 2 green LEDs. When they have 2 green LEDs, then that is the desired speed set by the Code 60 situation. If you go below 60 kilometers per hour, then the yellow LEDs will come in play. The other hardware to talk about are the external side indicators, which are under the DIS and are a purple colour, and also the rear rain light. In this demo, we have used a hazard warning rain light from Cartech that has red LED and yellow LED, but we have since decided to standardize on red. When the DIS is activated, all external lights will remain on and static. If the desired speed is achieved on the DIS, then the external lights will flash. This gives indication to circuit officials, marshals, and competitors as to what speed that vehicle is doing. Speed in this instance means flashing, you are complying at 60 km per hour or lower. Static means your speed is in excess of 60 km per hour. If the code 60 is removed and green flags come out, the driver simply needs to accelerate, and once the GPS unit recognizes the speed is above 80 km per hour, then the unit will go back to race mode and turn off all visual indicators. Another couple of nice features of this device are the slow speed warnings. The first one is, for instance, a car suffers a mechanical failure, and once it slows below 45 km per hour, then the external rear light will flash to warn others behind it has a problem. Also, we have a rather nice feature that is applicable to standing starts. The rear rain light will flash when a vehicle is stationary on a grid. In fact, all cars will flash in parity together. If, when the rain starts, the vehicles get away and get above 15 km per hour, then the light will stop flashing. If a vehicle does not get away, then the light will remain in a flashing high-frequency mode to warn others there is a problem and to supplement the marshal on the pit wall who is waving a yellow flag.